Today we're going to build a wine bottle holder. I saw this on Etsy. It holds 4 bottles. Here's a link right here. And for 58 quid, that's not bad. I'm going to grab a bit of pallet wood and let's get started. Like with any old bit of pallet wood you use, it's always good to start off by removing the nails. I chose this pallet because it's quite thick slats. Now we're going to square off one edge of the wood using the string and jig for doing that. And then moving on to marking how high I want it, then going into how wide I want it. I'm just making the marks on the wood to know roughly where they would be when they're glued together, and now I'm trying to find the middle of both of the longer bits of wood. Now I need to work out how to evenly space the holes for each bottle. I'm going with 11 centimeters here, which turns out to be wrong, as you'll find out later on after I've drilled the holes. Just measuring it up for the small one as well. I'm repeating the same process. Now moving on to the pillar drill. Oh, that's not meant to have happened. Oh, let's go to the hand drill. Now I'm starting to drill from one side, and then flipping it over, and then drilling from the other side. That way you don't get a blowout on the underside of the wood when you drill all the way through in one go. Here I'm just having to, there's a nail hole right by the joins. I just put some black super glue in there just to make sure we don't have any blowouts. There's all 4 done on the big holes. Now on to the smaller holes. And let's put it together and check it for size. It's a problem here. They go in too far. So let's trim off and make them slightly smaller. Took 2 centimeters off. Now that's a lot better. Let's just clamp this together and see what it looks like standing up. Look at that. There you go. Nicely done. Now let's get on to a bit of sanding. Started off using the orbital sander. So I do all the pieces I can, then moved on to went up the grits and went to hand sanding. And then I used my attachment on the drill to do the inside of the circles. Back to the hand sanding again. And this is where I work out that actually I think I've made them too close together. Annoyingly, I wanted to put the cutout on one side of each of the bigger holes, but I'm now worried that it is too small a bit of material in between each hole, and I don't know if it'd hold a full bottle just in case it breaks, so I've decided to leave it whole. And then I'm just going to trim off both sides. Give that a bit quick sand. Then we're going to move on to gluing. That fits nicely. Here's a tip for gluing end grain: is to cover the end grain with glue first. Let it sit for 10-15 minutes so it soaks into the wood grain. Then you top it up again, and then you clamp your wood together. If you don't put a layer of glue onto the end grain first and let it sit, you'll find that the end grain will suck the moisture out of the wood, meaning you'll get a nice dry joint. This way it just means you're trying to limit the amount that will do by giving it a nice coat of wood glue before you put it back in again. Just checking it's square. We don't want a wonky one, do we? Now it'll be time to add on more clamps when I was happy that it's nice and square. Look at that, that looks good. Now we just need to give it a quick sand, remove any glue or joins, marks that didn't dry very well. And then we're on to sanding. We use the Rustin's dark teak on this one, which I think comes out a nice brown colour when it's dry. Give it a nice coating. I only did one coat for this. It got to the colour I was looking for. Now this is where I messed up. I decided to go with a nice wax finish. As you know, I use dark oak wax normally on a lot of my projects. I wanted something darker for this one, but I personally think I might have ruined this project with the wax. Let me know down in the comments what you think. I'm thinking I should have gone with a poly. Now I'm giving it a quick buff. Here's now finished. I had a lot of issues building this, but shall we just do the finishing touches by adding our favourite wine bottles or Prosecco or anything you want to put in here. Now, a few issues I started off with. I took a rough estimate on the one that I showed you on Etsy for £58 and did the hole for the front at what it said they were doing their hole at. I think that is way too big for this, but you know, these mistakes happen. I cracked on the project anyway, and I misjudged the spacing for the back, so they ended up being way too close. I wanted to do the cutout like you saw on the one in the picture. Here's another picture. Here's another look of it right here. But because of that, I just thought it'd be too weak. If I ended up cutting this off as well, it might be too weak to hold 4 bottles on them as well. So I opted against not doing that and just putting the hole all the way through. And obviously I had to make it shorter to what I originally had going. But overall, I think it's pretty good. And I love the colour, but I don't know if I would have done a clear wax going forward. Using wax as a finish, because I use it on a lot of stuff on my channel. But I think maybe either a spray lacquer might have been better for this, or even a poly. But you know, oh well, these things happen. Cracked on with the video anyway, and I do like the outcome. I do think it looks good. The colour looks great, and let me know what you think down in the comments. If you enjoyed this build, I'm going to queue up a video right here for you that I can't believe how much they're asking for on Etsy. And if you're enjoying this sort of Etsy build breakdown, I will put a playlist right here for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.